this amount of money, which no one will pay for. So we can't make those. So it's, and we also are trying to do different countries and not do everything in the UK. We want to do different types of operations, so whether they're freight or passengers or mixed, stopping, express, all sorts of different things. We just try and spread out the variety a little bit. So here we are in Cologne. Storms are raging through the region and several services have been affected. You're running behind a late service, delaying your journey. Try to work through the adverse weather and complete your shift at Bonn. And this is our train. We're actually driving not in the 146.2 at the other end, we're actually driving in the cab car at this end. And let's see what happens. You're in a queue waiting to be cleared into Cologne. Proceed when signals allow. By map builder, do you mean the world editing tools in the game? If so, I have made a map, I have made a route. I would not go any further than that because it wasn't very good. But it did what I needed it to do. I like shunting, you see. I like shunting puzzles. If you go on Google and have a look up the Inglenook sidings or the Time Saver layout, they're beautiful little shunting puzzles. They're tiny little layouts, and I made a version of those in the game. So just so that I could spend some time shunting wagons around. Really, it's good trying to work out how to solve the puzzles. A bit of lightning, a bit of thunder going on there. So don't mind. The weather's only going to get worse from here. Yeah, we're primarily focused on Germany, UK and the US at the moment. We'd love to make more countries than that, but there are a lot of practical considerations about that. At the moment it's trying to make sure that we at least spread and do an even amount of work for those areas. Right, we've been given a warning signal into Cologne, so let's get moving. Thanks for the warning there, Jan. I just realised what you meant, and that would have bitten me. So what Jan mentioned there was a ZS3 speed control signal, and of course I was going to proceed happily at 40, and just as I went past the signal there, I noticed that there was a big 3 at the top of it, which means 30km/h speed limit. So thanks, Jan. That's given me not running into the scenario with a negative score just before we've even done anything. My computer seems to be just about coping this evening. It's the 5 fans are managing to just about dissipate the heat. So this area in Cologne is very, very heavy, so it will cause some juddery frame rates. Apologies for that. Once we get out of the station complex and the complex track work, it will get much better. So one of the major challenges with going into a new country is that there's all new infrastructure. Not only do all the buildings look generally very different, you've got signalling, which is incredibly different in a number of cases, and there's a heck of a lot of work to build the signalling systems, and also in-cab systems for trains. So it's not just the pretty models. There's an awful lot of stuff to make that all work, and that's generally where the major stumbling block is. We're going into new countries. Passengers have boarded here at Cologne. I can depart. Goody good. The one thing I've noticed when I was driving this before was that there seems to be slack between the coaches. So when you first apply power, you need to just do it gently so that it pushes all the coaches back together again. Otherwise, what happens is the back of the train's doing a bit of a speed, even in that short distance, and you end up with a big jolt on the car as it suddenly starts moving. Well, you see, that's where one of they have done that, and in fact, we published one of the ones in South Africa, which was I was really pleased to do that. That was very good. We've done Scotland. We've done that. We've done Scotland at least once. Hang on, I'm just trying to concentrate through here. There we go. So one of the other big challenges, so one of them is the infrastructure, and the other one is, so there's, okay, two other challenges aligned with the infrastructure is actually having the skills on hand to be able to understand the way that it's supposed to work, which obviously with someone who's new to that area, someone who's in that area is going to know very well. The other challenge is licensing. And it's something that a lot of external developers to us haven't really paid much attention to, and it's something that we have to. So if we can't get a license from an operator to work in a particular area, we can't do that route. And it doesn't matter whether we want to or not. So we've got dedicated people now working on trying to get licenses, and they've been making some amazing progress. So I am hopeful that we're soon going to start seeing things change in that area. How long does it usually take to make a route such as Liverpool to Manchester? Well, you see, there's a reasonable formula for that actually. What we generally do is we make a route that fits a particular time. We've got teams of 4 or 5 people in the route building team. So you've got 2 people placing scenery, a couple of people making scenery, and then there'll be other people borrowed from different teams. The frame rate is going to start coming up again soon. That team of sort of say 5 people will spend probably around 3-4 months making a route. Even Pacific Surf Liner, I think, was a 4 or 5 month project. So we churn through the routes pretty quickly. So yeah, they're a talented team and they really know their stuff these days. So distance signal is at amber, so I'm just going to slow down because that means our next signal is going to have a speed restriction placed on it. Must admit I don't often drive with external views because I have enough difficulty driving when I'm sitting in the cab watching what I'm doing. But yes, there are internal views and sorry, external views. There's even passenger views. Okay, we've got a green light again, and we've been warned about the next one being amber again. Have I controlled the Voyager? If you mean have I driven a Voyager in the game? I have driven a Voyager in the game. Just Trains made one quite some time ago. I think we've announced we're making one. And have I controlled a real one? No, I haven't controlled a real train at all, ever. I've been in several in the cab, but I've never driven a real train. I don't know why no one will let me do it. It seems grossly unfair. If you watch any of my videos, you probably have a good idea why. Green signal up ahead, so we can get some speed on. That's a distant again. So, oh, I'm struggling. I'm struggling with German signals, it has to be said. But according to this, I'm still running ahead of schedule, so that gives me a bit more breathing room. Looks like we've got a stop signal coming up here. You see that jolt on the cab there, because stopping the train stretches it out and accelerating the train smunches it back up again. So we're stopping at this station, which is good. Yes, the up the junction route was because we had included I think it was a Victorian Railways version of the Class 08, which is broad gauge, and so we felt that absolutely had to have a broad gauge route to run it on. Hey train driver, yes, this scenario is just going down to Bonn, so we're going about halfway down the line tonight. It's already 11:30, so we'll be past my bedtime by the time we get there, I think. Got the nudge, so we're ready to go. Let's get moving. We seem to have greens in front of us, and we've got a 80 km/h speed limit, so let's go. Next one is Rural Beinsley. I should stop pronouncing strange things, shouldn't I? They're not English. I'm bad enough at English. Super elevation looks awesome, doesn't it? If you're not aware of it, by the way, super elevation is what makes it where the train tilts as it's going around, so that it cant on the track, so that it can go fast around corners. 160 km/h speed marker. Yes, you can drive new image. You can drive steam engines from all over the world. I will be driving steam sometime this week, definitely, because steam is my preferred mode of transport. Email, have I got Doncaster Works? I've got everything, dude. Yes, I've got Doncaster Works. It's a lovely little shunting route with the, is it the 04? One of the little BR shunters. under 9 kilometers now to Brule. Yeah, I worked at a company during VIX, so and I've actually worked on a lot of the content. So yes, I've got just about everything and a lot more besides, probably. I did this the last time I played this scenario, where I wanted to stop at Hurth Karlsruhe, which I'm not supposed to do. In fact, when I last played this scenario, I actually did stop. I wonder why nothing happened. It's where watching what you're doing and paying attention pays off big time. Still getting green and green, which is a good sign. Means we can keep going at full speed. Hey Quono78, welcome to the channel. Thanks for joining us this evening. Okay, Brule is now on the mini hub, so we can start looking at stopping and actually stop at the rail station. June at 10:46, we've just arrived, so let's get stopped and then we can move on to the next station. This train has LZB capability, so it's capable of over 160 kilometers an hour. I don't know what the top speed is. Look it up on Google. It's a BR146.2, and that's on the other end of this train. It's actually powering it. I'll show you the other end now. So this is the actual loco that's actually powering the train. But we're up here in this end. Oh, the storm's getting worse. That's fun. Oh, let's get going. It's a boot. Very good, very good. Nicely spotted, yeah. Oh, the rain's really coming on now, and it's all of a sudden got a bit dark as well. How fast does it brake from 160 to 0 with emergency brakes? Fairly fast, I should think. Remembering that everything is, all the wheels are braking, but I must admit I don't know off the top of my head. Gander Gaming, yes, train sim. What class is it? This is BR146.2 that's powering the train. I don't know what the class of the cab car is, I must admit. New Image 58, yes, you can control the sim with just the keyboard and mouse. In fact, at this very minute, I am just using the keyboard and occasionally the mouse. You can just use the mouse if you want to, or if you've got an Xbox 360 controller, the wire, then you can plug that in and use that, and that's actually quite a nice experience. Hey Gander Gaming, thanks for the follow, much appreciated. So our next stop on this journey is actually at Bonn, which is the final station for this journey. It's in a little under 15 kilometres, and we are now travelling at 159 kilometres an hour, which is just about the speed limit, so I nearly broke the speed limit. Current score 746. We're just shy of getting the silver, but if we keep our wits about us and I don't forget to slow down for the signal into Bonn, which completely obliterated my score when I ran it before, then we should be in for a good medal. That distance fooled me the last time because it almost looked like it was on my line. Of course, this signal repeater here is on my line, and that's telling me I've got to go. Now that is a cool mug. I think at 140 quid most people get a bit scared off by the rail driver, if I'm honest. Gander Gaming, I'm going to be done for tonight. Actually, this is my last journey. We've been going since 9:30, and I need to get my beauty sleep. I know it doesn't work, but never mind. I need it anyway, so that I can go to work tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock. So it's 20 to midnight now. So this will be my last journey. However, we will hopefully be back tomorrow at 9:30. Make sure that you go find us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. And see what else we've been doing. There's tons of other journeys we've had you could check out. And failing that, then obviously, hopefully tomorrow we'll be back. I usually try and start broadcasting about 9:30. 2 or 3 scenarios, the lightning and the thunder there. And yeah, thanks for watching. Hey, from Essex. Okay, I used to live in Ingatestone, so not far from where you are, probably. He says, then remembering that Essex is huge, so probably is. Never mind. What's my favourite route and train? Oh, that's a hard one. I don't have a. I like New York, New Haven. I'm going to say New York, New Haven because I think the signalling is interesting. I think it's got a nice variety of the commuter traffic and the high speed stuff, and it's even got a little bit of freight possibility. So yeah, it's a really nice route, interesting, and for me there's the aspect of the signalling. Having spent quite a long time learning it so that I could implement it, I got quite fond of that. In terms of the loco, it would be one of the ones that runs on that route. I think would be right up there. So the M8 or the ACS64, or even the SD40-2 that comes with it as well. That's another nice one. Okay, Brentwood, you're not far from where I was then. I used to work at the BT Labs in Brentwood, just down by the I think it's a Holiday Inn. Yes, as Jan says, what determines speed limit is partially the nature of the track, but there's also then the stopping distances. So if I am told the earliest possible opportunity that I need to stop, down to when I actually can stop, is down to that determines the maximum speed. Because if I can't stop when I'm told that I need to stop, then there's something wrong with the signals. And so the spacing of the signals needs to be widened, and if you widen the signals too much, then the capacity of the line goes down. So 160 kilometers an hour is actually the limit, and then once you want to go beyond 160 kilometers an hour, what you then need to do is use a computer control system called LZB, which then can run trains closer together using essentially a moving block system where signals are a fixed block system. So it looks like we've got a yellow signal coming up here. Here's the approach into Bonn that I made a mess of, and we've been warned that we've got a 60 kilometers per hour at the next signal. And if I'm really lucky, I might even get slowed down for it. When you're using these signals, the thing to look for is these triangles on the top or on the bottom. If there's a triangle on the bottom, then it's a signal that a speed that is going to be in effect for the next signal you get to. And if the triangle's on the top, then the signal applies at this signal. The speed limit applies at this signal. And you just times the number by 10. So if it says 6, then the speed limit is 60. How accurate is TS? We strive for accuracy, but it's a game. I think that's basically the answer I'm going to give you. We do everything we can to try and make it as accurate as possible, but it's also got to be fun. So anywhere you think it isn't accurate, we'd love to hear from you. But yeah, certainly our intention is definitely for accuracy. Right, we're coming through an amber signal, which is our approach into Bonn. Due in at 1956, and there's our 6 at the top telling us we're in 60 kilometers per hour. I've actually slowed down a bit too much. I always thought those green yellows were actually 40 kilometer an hour, so we've got time. Due in at 10:56, ETA is 10:56, although it is going up slightly. Whereabouts in Kent are you, Jack, and when are you going to come down and see us? pulling into Bonn station at the moment. Last time I've been to Bonn twice. Star Trek conventions, the both of them, of course. Thoroughly enjoyed. Flew into Frankfurt Airport and then took the train from Frankfurt to Bonn. Many years ago now. Many. I should stop using the word many. It's making me feel old. Years ago. It's yes, fantastic. Lovely place. Right, let's bring it to a stop, and then we can open the doors, finish the scenario. Okay, Jack, are you with me? We're going to get this fixed. Boing, boing, boing. 996 XP. Excellent. So we finished the scenario. We've got a little bit of overspeeding there, otherwise we'd have been maxed out. Superb. Right. Well, thanks very much for tuning in, folks, and for all of the great conversations we've had. That's going to be it for me tonight. I shall try and be back tomorrow at 9:30. Make sure you go and find us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. And if there's any change to that, I will try and let everyone know, at least on the Facebook page. Excellent. Right. Well, thanks again, and that's me signing off for tonight. Thanks a lot.